Market. This is at West 150th and Puritas. Colton, what can you tell us?
Well, Brian, as you just saw, they just got that car out of this market. It was really buried. In fact, when we pulled up to the scene and I was walking around, I was having trouble seeing the car. That's how far into this market it was. If you go and look just past those officers, you can see kind of the wreckage. I know it's a little darker in there, but you can see the wreckage all the way to that back wall of the market, just to give you an idea of how far that car went into the market. And then as you can see, if you look over here, the car itself, they were able to drive it out. They didn't use this tow truck at all. It actually was backed out by somebody in the driver's seat, but you can see all the damage to that car, and of course a lot of damage here at this market as well. I was talking with a couple of the folks standing around, a couple of the people who were here when this actually happened. They say they don't know about injuries. They heard a huge crash. A couple of the people in these surrounding businesses, and they ran outside. They tell me that they saw an older gentleman taken away in an ambulance a little bit ago. They weren't sure if that was a driver or somebody in the market that was a customer, unsure of that. I talked with somebody who came out of that market as well, and he told me that he didn't work there, but that there wasn't any real injuries to speak of. Again, those are all just bystanders. We haven't heard from the police, from EMS on any sort of injuries or what exactly happened. But you can tell from the damage to this market. I'm going to step out of frame again here and give you another look just how much damage occurred. Again, when we pulled up, it was really challenging to see this vehicle because of how far into the market it drove. And you see that there's some chairs and booths there, and then there's that wall where you assume that wall probably separated where the customers were to where the back area and the employees worked. That's totally been ripped through, and you can see the wreckage going all the way to that back wall, and that is where that car got all the way to, and that's how far the car went into the business. So really a serious crash, and I'm hoping that what bystanders are telling me is true, which is that they didn't see anybody really seriously injured. Again, some bystanders just tell me that they saw an older gentleman taken away in an ambulance, but the guy who came out of the market who I talked with said that there wasn't any real serious injuries that he noticed. Again, that's all bystanders, nothing from police or EMS yet. I'll keep asking questions and keep talking to people, but hopefully that's true and there wasn't any real serious injuries. Still working on figuring out what exactly happened, though. Again, like I mentioned a couple of times, that car was really far into that market. So trying to work out what happened to power that car through several walls into that back wall of the market, Brian.
Colton, thanks very much. If you see anyone out there you can talk to, go ahead and do that. I'm going to continue to update what we know right now. What we did here, Colton, is that at this point, we're not sure about injuries like you just mentioned, but we have learned that there was definitely structural damage there and to that building that they're going to have to work their way through. So we're also going to bring up this map and to try and give you an idea of where this happened. So you see this this dot here where it says Vienna Market. That's where this car went through, and this is at West 150th and Puritas. Try and give you an idea of that neighborhood. If you look here to the far left, that's 71. So we're talking east of 71 right now. There's a Mark's here, there's a Burger King here. This is the Puritas Park Shopping Center. We're going to go back to our picture-in-picture here, and that's going to give you an idea of what they're doing with that car right now. They're towing it. That's the car that was inside the Puritas market, and you can see that there is significant damage. Actually looks like there's a newspaper on top of that. The roof was crushed somehow, and the back window, of course, has been completely shattered. As you heard Colton mention when we first went on with this, they are unsure of injuries, although someone was taken by EMS, but from what Colton heard at the scene, it did not appear that the injuries were really very serious at that point. That car has now been towed out of there, and you can see that workers and probably shop owners, police officers are involved in talking. I don't want to speculate on who that is, but maybe somebody that has something to do with the store. You can see that there is a tremendous amount of damage involved in the front of that store that they are going to have a long, long time. Also want to tell you that For those of you who live in the neighborhood, this used to be called Jam's Kitchen, excuse me, just until about in the last year at least, maybe 6 months ago, when the Puritas Market took it over there. So sort of a neighborhood restaurant type of place that just until the last 6 months was open there at Puritas and West 152nd. The main intersection in that area is West 150th Street. We'll bring that map up again for you, and I'm going to keep an eye on our video there, just so you know that our photographer and our reporter there are working this story for us. So oftentimes you're going to see the camera jumping and bumping and moving around while they set up for other shots. So as much as I can, I'll continue to monitor that and make sure that you know, when they're at a picture that we can see and use, we'll do that. But again, taking a look at this map, just north of there, there's a Take 5 oil change. There's a Denny's in the area. Trying to look and see if there's other streets. Not far from that Puritas Park shopping mall, shopping plaza, as I mentioned earlier. There's an Al's Auto Services, a Burger King, and then that Vienna Market there. And then that's where Puritas, if you would stay on that to the west, you would find yourself going right under 71. So again, we're going to continue to watch this and see what's going on. And boy, significant damage to the Puritas Market, where they are going to be out of business for quite a bit of time. You feel bad in this experience for this shop owner who just really trying to get his business going in that area at West 150th, and he runs into this trouble. And we'll go back to our live camera there as they continue to see what's happened. You can see just, I mean, it looks like total devastation inside that shop as that car went through there. And you never know how that could happen. A lot of times in these situations, it's just someone who hit the brake, thought they were going to hit the brake, and then they hit the gas instead. And the next thing you know, you're parking right up by these, right outside these shops. And the next thing you know, you hit the gas and you're inside that building. And that car was completely inside of the shop. It was completely in there. We didn't even notice it at first. And then once our camera guy, I believe it's Al who's out there, zoomed in, we could really tell that car, you know, in a lot of these cases, you'll see half of the car still out of the shop. In this case, that car was completely inside the Vienna Market here. And so that's what they are dealing with right now there. Again, I'll continue to watch this shot and see what's going on. The key to this is who was inside at the time. We got initial word, and we certainly don't know for sure. And again, we're not going to speculate about injuries because that's the most important thing about what we're doing here. So we're not going to speculate about who may have been inside at the time. So we're not 100% sure about just exactly what happened as far as injuries go, but we're going to continue to focus on this, and also we'll talk to police and EMS, and they will give us a better handle on what exactly happened and who was injured out there. And as you see, that's our Colton Molesky. That I was speculating earlier that may be the manager or someone who works there, and I have a feeling Colton is bringing him over to the camera as we speak right now. You can see him walking in our direction, so it looks like we're going to get some type of interview. So I know you can hear me, Colton, right? We're going to come to you here in just 1 second. Here's Colton Molesky outside of the Vienna Market.
Here.
Go ahead, Colton.
Yes, I have Neymar, the owner here. Neymar, walk me through what happened here.
To be honest with you, I don't know. My son was working today and my other employees, and just the guy, I guess he lost control or he got sick. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what happened. I mean, I'm glad like my son and everybody else is fine because they saw a car flying into the store. So that was just major damage. I mean, we just opened up about 3 months ago, actually. So, I mean, it's a fairly new business. So, but, you know, I mean, we thank God that everything is fine. So, what can you do?
First of all, I'm really sorry you just opened. I'm really sorry this happened. But thankfully, it sounds like nobody was seriously injured.
Yeah, thank God, you know. We thank God, you know, that nobody got hurt or anything like that. So, it's, you know, I mean, I don't know what to tell you, but it's all good.
As far as the driver, I was talking with a couple of your other customers who spoke very highly of your establishment here, and they said that he was a regular himself. Is that true?
That's what they said. He's been a few times here. And actually his friend came in. He said he was here a few days ago. He got a corned beef sandwich, and he was coming, I guess, again to get another corned beef sandwich, but unfortunately he didn't have that chance. So.
Is he the gentleman that was taken away in an ambulance?
Yeah. He's. I think he has some medical issues and so on. From what I understood, that he has a good, clean record driving and everything. So I guess things happen. That's what it is.
And like you mentioned, everybody else was fine. I mean, were you here at the time, or did you get the call?
No, I get the call. Actually, I was on my way here, and my son called me. So as I said, my son, he was behind the counter, and he saw it coming, and he had to actually jump to the other side,
Well, it looks like, I was speculating, it looks like that you have that wall on the counter right there, so he was right on the other side of that counter and leapt to the side.
He pushed the front counter, the deli case, and he went all the way to the end of the kitchen.
Goodness.
So, I mean, that means he was going really fast, actually. But
well, I'm glad your sons are okay, and I'm really sorry about what happened to your business, sir. Thank you for talking with me. I appreciate it. Brian, there you go. There you have it from the owner. Sounds like a near miss to his sons, the employees working at the time, and fortunate that nobody was seriously injured. And like he said, they took the gentleman in the car was the one taken away in the ambulance. And it sounds like he was a regular who enjoyed the food, coming back for another sandwich, and went through the wall. Again, not sure exactly what happened to cause that accident, but a little more information from the owner.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Great job, great hustle out there, and we'll see more about this afternoon on our shows at 3 o'clock on 19 News. We'll let you get back out there and finish up your job. Great job, Colton. Appreciate your help out there. We do have some video we want to show you of the car coming out of the building. This was just after police were here very quickly, and we were looking at the car, and the next thing you know, here they go, and they're pulling it out. And they actually didn't have to pull it out. They drove it right out. So even with all the damage that was done here, they were able to back this thing out. You can see that the back end of the hood is kind of smashed. The back window is smashed for sure. So that's a big problem. Really, when you take a look at this car, and I'm trying to get a look at the front to see how much damage was there, it doesn't appear that there was a lot of damage there. So that pretty much shows you what's interesting in all this, and I'm going to kind of recap what the store owner said. The store owner told us that the driver pretty much just lost control of the car. He doesn't know if he got sick or if he had some kind of medical emergency. He said, what was really interesting here, he said his son was inside at the point. He was behind the counter, and the son actually saw the car coming and had to jump back. And he said his son had told him that the car was coming into the shop so fast that it pushed the deli case back into the kitchen area. So, when you go into one of these delis or one of these shops that sell sandwiches like this, they're pretty much all set up the same way. There's a case in front, there's someone behind the case. It's a big deli case, big glass see-through deli case, which is what we were told. The car actually hit that and pushed that forward back into their kitchen. Unfortunately, the shop owner also told us they had only been open for 3 months. We told you earlier that this used to be a restaurant in that area. It was called Jam's Kitchen. And so these folks, and there is the store owner right there. I believe they said his name was Neymar. We'll get his name for sure on 19 News at 3. But they have only been open for 3 months. Nobody seriously injured. It was the driver who was taken away in an ambulance, an elderly gentleman who the owner said came into the store all the time, got a corned beef sandwich just a couple of days ago, and said he did know that the driver had some health issues, but we don't know if that is specifically related to what happened today. So again, so what we're dealing with here, we've got a car inside of the Vienna Market This is near West 150th and Puritas, right on Puritas, as a matter of fact, happened at West 152nd. We're going to have a complete report coming up on this 19 News at 3 o'clock this afternoon. So appreciate you watching for now, and that's going to do it. And again, we're going to have that full report for you later on this afternoon. Colt Molesky out there, and he will have everything you need to know about this. And of course, we're going to have a look at your weather, all the top stories of the day as we work our way through our 3.5 hours of live local news. Thank you so much for watching.